Guys, I'm back for my Raw review, but before we begin I have to say a big thank you to the guy who added me on Xbox Live, who I don't know, who's a wrestling fan, who added me as a friend and then sent me a message saying CM Punk is back, like 10 minutes before I started watching Raw. You have no idea how annoyed I was last night, honestly. I couldn't believe it. I stayed off the internet, didn't go on, like, use my iPod, just did nothing, thought, right, I'll go and play some Call of Duty and then I'll watch Raw, and then that happened. Whatever. I'm just, next time I'm just going to have to watch Raw as soon as I get home from work. So annoying. But anyway, so as you can tell from that, CM Punk is back, which is good but then also bad at the same time. But I will talk about that as I go through the review. So, Raw, on the whole, I really enjoyed Raw. Honestly, a lot of the they had really good matches, and the story that they were kind of telling throughout the show was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Don't know what everybody else thought, but I thought it was good. So obviously the first match, we had the final of the tournament that they started last week for the WWE Championship. So it was Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, and what I thought was a really good match. Now, Miz, Miz is fairly good, but most of his matches, generally, they're not that great, but I thought he worked really well with Rey Mysterio, and I thought that this match was actually really good. Rey Mysterio kind of, had quite a lot of, offense throughout the match. Did a seated senton and a springboard crossbody. Miz kicked out and hit a nice DDT on Rey Mysterio. I think Rey I think he went to jump off the top rope, but Miz kind of caught him, and then he kind of used the rope to do a powerbomb, if you know what I mean. So Rey was kind of obviously on his shoulders, and then he kind of pushed Rey back, so he kind of bounced off the rope and then put him down for the powerbomb. My hand gestures are going again. But no, I thought that was a nice move. You don't see that very often. Miz hurts his knee. I'm not sure what exactly happened. I think he kind of tried to... did he try to do something, but then his legs kind of buckled and he hurt his knee, or something along those lines. Anyway, so obviously Rey kind of used that to his advantage, and he hit the Hurricane Rana, followed by the 619 and the splash. So Rey Mysterio actually won, and honestly, Rey got such a huge reaction. I've got to say, at the start, just when the announcer was announcing that the match was for the WWE title, the crowd went crazy. So this was just a really crazy crowd. So obviously they really cheered Rey and obviously booed Miz, whereas last week he was getting cheered. So like I said, it just depends where they are holding the shows on who gets cheered and who gets booed. Well, obviously Rey Mysterio wins, but then Alberto's music hit and he runs out and goes to cash in. But just as he's about to do it, Rey dives over the top rope and hits him with I think it was a crossbody over the top. So obviously then Alberto quickly grabs his briefcase and decides that he doesn't want to do it anymore. So I'm liking that they're kind of doing this with Alberto. He keeps trying to do it, but then getting stopped so that he doesn't actually lose his kind of shot, because the bell never actually rings. This is I don't think they've really done that before, especially not they've had it twice. Because I know Jack Swagger was going to do it and then didn't. But obviously this happened to Del Rio twice now, so it's making it a bit more interesting. Not your generic cash in and then win. He's obviously kind of going along with it, so that's cool. So yeah, Rey Mysterio new champion, that was good, that first match, and obviously with the Del Rio thing. Second match was just Dolph Ziggler with Vicky Guerrero versus Evan Bourne. Dolph Ziggler's music sucks now. It's the same song, but they've slowed it down and stuff, and it's not the same. It's rubbish. I used to like his music, I don't like it anymore. Just because they've slowed it down and made it a bit more heavy, but it just doesn't sound the same. But Ziggler's in control for most of the match. Evan Bourne hits a Hurricane Rana. He goes for the airborne, but he Dolph rolls out of the way, so Evan lands on his feet, but then Dolph hits the zigzag and then locks on the sleeper hold, which makes Evan tap out or pass out. So Dolph Ziggler wins that one. So again, that was a fine match. It wasn't boring at all. Divas tag team match. Maurice and Melina were against Eve and Kelly Kelly. Yeah. I think they need to give Melina more time, because she used to be really good, but in this match they just made her out to be awful. All she could do was punch and stuff, but Melina is actually a lot better than that, which annoys me when they put them in matches against the ones who are supposed to be good at the moment, Eve and Kelly, and make them out to be really awful. But it was quite amusing that they were stealing each other's kind of things and stuff that they do. I think Maurice did one of Kelly Kelly's moves, but then Kelly was mocking her and doing her pose that she does in the ring or something. So that was, at least it made it slightly more funny, the women's match. But Kelly wins after doing her usual move. I don't even know what her finishing move's called. Anybody enlighten me, tell me what it actually is, so I don't just say she wins with her finishing move every week, because I can't go and look it up. But yeah, did anyone else notice? Oh, it's so funny. After the match, obviously, when the ref was raising Eve and Kelly's hands, but instead of pulling just lifting Eve's hand, he actually grabbed her hair and pulled her hair. Oh, it was so funny. She was actually in pain, going ow, ow, and he had to quickly drop it and lift her hand up properly. Oh, that was so funny. That made my day. That just made the women's match better, just because seeing that was hilarious. Anyway, so Triple H comes out. He's supposed to be doing his giving his address on the state of the company, which he didn't really do, to be honest. He didn't really talk about where the direction of the company or anything. But first of all, he obviously thanked Vince for all the work, obviously, that he did, and obviously getting WWE to where it was. Then he announces that he's gonna do a match later on. Well, the WWE Championship is going to be defended between Rey Mysterio and John Cena, which I was like, because you just knew that John Cena was going to win, even just from that, which was really, really annoying. So yeah, so that's announced. The crowd actually were cheering quite a lot for that, which I was like, what? Why would you cheer that for? Like, you know that Cena's going to win, but then obviously, little kids in the audience probably. So then he says that he's got, he's signed or like made a blockbuster signing, so he brings back JR, which gets obviously a big reaction from the crowd because everybody likes JR, but obviously Michael Cole was furious. He won't shake hands with JR and starts ranting how he refused to work with him. Obviously, Triple H says that, he either has to get on with it or he can, just leave basically. He will be fired. So obviously he gives him until Friday to kind of, or until SmackDown to decide whether he wants it. But Cole says that he's going to carry on. He does want his job. But then Triple H says, I'm going to give you the rest of the night of commentary because your match is next. So obviously he's like, what? He's like, I don't have any gear. But Triple H says, don't worry, I've got it out the back. So he sends him off. And then R-Truth comes out. He's crazy, honestly. He's getting crazy by the week. He wants to know what Triple H is going to do to stop like the conspiracy, obviously because R-Truth's like kind of talking to like invisible people. So then Jerry Lawler, Triple H starts doing the same, and then R-Truth calls him crazy for talking to people who aren't there, and it was actually quite funny. So then he goes off and goes to leave, and then Triple H tells him to wait and said that wasn't, JR's not the only person who I rehired, there's somebody else, here, and John Morrison comes out to no reaction whatsoever. The crowd couldn't care less. He looked so weird. Why would you wear jeans and no shirt? It's like stupid combination of clothing just to walk out with no shirt on and then jeans. But whatever. So yeah, then he attacks R-Truth and hits the Starship Pain in the ring. So that's the little segment there, which is very good. Just John Morrison, yeah, no reaction whatsoever. Nobody could actually care about him coming back. So then Michael Cole was in a match against Zack Ryder. But Michael Cole obviously comes out to a weird version of Triple H's music and is wearing Triple H's clothes and tries to do his entrance, and it was actually hilarious. I mean, it was so funny. Yeah, sorry if you guys thought that was really lame, but I thought it was quite amusing. So he faces Zack Ryder. Zack wins after one move. So I can't think what it was called now. He said it was a Rough Rider or something. But yeah, yeah. That was a match. You can't really comment on it because that was all that happened. So obviously he seemed to get a fairly decent kind of reaction from the crowd. So obviously, it's good to see Zack Ryder on Raw because obviously that's the whole point of his YouTube channel. He's trying to actually make WWE realise that people want him on Raw. But then when he is on there, he just gets put in matches like that. So, but let's see. We'll see what happens anyway. Alberto Del Rio is in a rematch from last week against Kofi Kingston. Kofi hits the boom drop, and then because obviously Kofi's there going boom, boom like he does, JR gets confused when he's talking and calls Del Rio Del Room, which is like I said, I was going to pick out a weird commentary thing from each time I watch a show now. So that was what I noticed this time, calling him Alberto Del Room. But then Del Rio hits the armbar takedown and locks on the cross arm breaker to make Kofi tap out for the win. So Del Rio wins again. So at least that's good. That they need to keep Del Rio, even though he keeps failing with his cash-ins, they actually need to keep him as a strong contender, obviously, to make it seem believable when he finally does cash in. Because obviously if he loses now, building up to it, it's going to be a bit rubbish. So that's good that they're keeping him winning matches. So then, main event, Rey Mysterio versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Not as good match as the first one, but it still actually wasn't a bad match. On the whole, Cena didn't do his whole Superman thing too much, although Jerry Lawler actually did say that Cena's like Superman actually in it, so at least the commentators are aware of what everybody else is thinking, that Cena's like Superman. So yeah, actually Rey managed to counter the 5 moves of doom, as I like to call them, that he does John Cena does every time, because obviously Punk did at the Money Bank pay-per-view as well, because hardly anyone ever seems to counter them. You'd think because he does it every single time, they'd at least be aware of what he was doing and counter it somehow, but apparently not. Cena hits a spin-out powerbomb on the 5-knuckle shuffle, goes for the attitude adjustment, Rey counters it into a Hurricane Rana. Rey hits a Cena senton, and then he actually locks on the STF on Cena, and it actually looks better than what Cena's one does. At least he's actually, locked his arms and got it round on Cena's face, not like when Cena does it sometimes. It's not even, looks like it's even hurting at all. But obviously, Cena manages to kind of power out it, goes for the attitude adjustment because, I said at the start that it was Miz that buckled down, it was Cena. Yeah, he managed to get Rey up, but his legs buckled under him, so the attitude adjustment failed. Rey hits a 619, he goes for the splash, but Cena gets his knees up, and then Cena hits a diving leg drop, and he hits the attitude adjustment for the win. which I was like, no. So that was like really annoying, and just, you know, they have such a good show, and then they have to go and have like Cena like win the title back, like, you know, even though he like lost it like 2 weeks ago, and I was just thinking, goodness sake, not again. I mean, I actually wasn't minding Rey as champion. I know last time I said I couldn't really see him as champion, but going by his performance with Miz and just the fact that it's just something a bit different, and his style is different to have as like a champion, so I was just like, really annoyed when Rey won, when Cena won even. I'm getting confused. Then obviously Cena's like they're celebrating in the ring, he obviously congratulates Rey and kind of lifts his hand up and stuff, but Rey leaves, and then sometimes, Cult of Personality comes on. I didn't even know that song from like Guitar Hero. That's the only way I actually know that song. Because I was thinking, yeah, if I hadn't have had that message from that guy, I would have known, I wouldn't maybe not have known that it was Punk. But obviously, you know, because that guy told me, and because, you know, the crowd were kind of going mad, I assumed it would be Punk. So obviously Punk walks out then, obviously he's got his title belt, Cena's got his, so obviously Punk walks down into the ring, and obviously Cena lifts up his championship, gets some cheers, Punk lifts up his like belt and gets loads of cheers, and obviously they're both just standing there in the ring holding up their titles, and yeah, that's how like Raw actually finished. So nice to see Punk back, obviously, because, you know, everyone's wanting to kind of see him again, but I don't think it's good because it kind of makes the whole storyline that they've been kind of doing go to like nothing really, because the whole point was that he was leaving the company, and now it's only like 2 weeks after that he like left and he's already back, and to me that's, I was thinking that they should have left it a bit longer. I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, I mean, I guess they're going to be doing some kind of champion versus champion unification-y thing at SummerSlam, or something along those lines, depending on what Punk does, but I think it's too soon. I was liking what he was doing, appearing at random things and like indie shows and stuff, you know, and now it's like 2 weeks, you know, you went through that whole thing, said you were like never coming back, you were going to leave, and now you're back after like 2 weeks. That makes like no sense whatsoever. So, yeah, good show, weird ending, but still, you know, still good. I understand, yeah, I know that Cena had to win to make sense for the whole Punk thing, of course, but I just think they could have prolonged it. They could have done this a lot longer. I don't know about you guys, I would have been happy to wait even a month or two to see Punk again, but I think like 2 weeks is like too soon really. But yeah, anyway, so that was my thoughts on Raw. It was a good show overall, better than last week definitely. Obviously, you know, the ending of last week was good, but the whole tournament thing was boring. But yeah, good show overall. I need to stop talking, my throat's gone really funny, and it's dinner time, I'm absolutely starving, so I'm going to get food. Anyway, so thanks for watching this video. Leave your comments and stuff on Raw, what you think they're going to do with the Punk and kind of Cena thing now, whether you think they're going to have like some kind of match at SummerSlam, or whether you think it's going to go on longer. But yeah, so let me know, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!